going on, guys? This is another video from Pete at MK Alerts. Today video is just going to be going over one of our indicators called Super Rev. So yeah, we'll dive straight in. So basically, what is Super Rev? It's a combination of several tools that we've pulled together and tweaked, and basically created the Super Rev indicator. It consists of 3 times Supertrends, the percentile or reverse Williams oscillator, multi-time frame VWAP oscillator, also called MK oscillator, which is also a bit of a rip of a well-known indicator called the kite crossing oscillator. Very handy tool. We made our own so we can integrate it into some of our other indicators, including this one. And also Super Rev includes an EMA, which I'll get onto why that's included now. So how does it work? So basically, the first thing that the indicator does is wait for price to cross at least 2 super trend lines. Each super trend line can be tweaked in terms of its multiplier and length. So if I open the settings here, I'll just show you quickly. So you've got super trend 1, super trend 2 and super trend 3, and each one can have its period and multiplier changed, and also its source. You'll get different results when you change the source. So yeah, you can tweak this to your heart's content. The next thing the indicator waits for is for the percent R to be above -20 for longs or below -80 for shorts. So you've got 2 things it's waiting for. It's one to be above at least 2 super trends, and for the percent R to be basically bullish or bearish. The third thing that the indicator needs before it fires a buy or a sell signal is for the multi-time frame VWAP oscillator or the MK oscillator to be bullish or bearish. Now, how is it bullish or bearish? Basically, when all 4 time frames on the multi-time frame oscillator is above the 0 line or midline, basis line, whatever you want to call it. Whenever all 4 of those cross are above the 0 line, that's bullish. So again, once this is bullish, then it will allow the indicator to fire along, and then opposite for bearish. So once all 4 time frames are below the midline, it's bearish, so it will allow any short signals to fire. The final thing that's in the Super Rev indicator is the Ema line, and basically what this does, it's just a basically long and short filter. So it will only allow long trades to fire when price is above the EMA, and then the opposite scenario for shorts. The indicator will only fire shorts when price is below the EMA. So to recap, you'll only get a buy signal with Super Rev if 1, at least 2 super trends have been broken, 2, the percent R is bullish or above -20, and when also the MK oscillator is also bullish and price is above the EMA. For shorts, you'll only get a sell signal if the price has broken at least 2 super trends, if the percent R is below -80 or bearish, and if the MK oscillator, all 4 time frames are also bearish. So you've got several confirmations there. You've got the super trend, the percent R, the multi-time frame VWAP oscillator, MK oscillator, and prices below the EMA. And again, all of this can be tweaked in the settings. So for the settings in Super Rev, you can obviously filter if you just want buy signals, just want sell signals. So you could have a setup just for buy signals and then a completely different set of settings for sell signals, and you can tweak these to your heart's content. The filters, as I say, MK oscillator is a filter that can be turned on and off. Within Super Rev there is also an SMI, which is a squeeze momentum indicator. We don't really use this anymore. We've left it in. It's there if you want it. Basically, it will filter out any trades that might be in a Bollinger Band squeeze. It's in there, you can play around with it. We don't really use it, so I'm not covering it in this video. Yeah, as covered, Supertrend, you've got all your ATR multiplying periods that you can change. The EMA, so you can change the length. You can also make it higher time frame, or you can just play around with the length separately. Percentile, you can also change the settings and the length. What you can also do is change the upper and lower bands. So basically, if you want to get a bullish signal below -20, then you can set it to -30, -40. If you set both of these to -50, basically if percentile is above its midline, -50, you'll get a bullish. If it's below -50, you'll get bearish. You'll get more signals, but they might not be as reliable. Percentile works very well when you just leave it on its base settings. I have tweaked it for this, but on back testing, these were the best settings I got. These are the settings for the squeeze momentum indicator. Again, if you want more detail on it, let me know in the comments. We can do a new video to cover this. But yeah, we don't really play around with this anymore. You got your buy and sell flag colors, and then here you've got your multi-time frame options for the MK oscillator. What we usually do, you have the first one set to the main chart time frame, and then you double it each time. But again, you can play around with these, and it will mess around, with your results. So yeah, have a play around with those and see what kind of results you get. And then further down, so this version you're looking at is basically a version that has take profit and stop loss, and I'll show you the kind of strategy backtester results for this. But this manages basically your stop loss. So you have an ATR stop loss tool in here. So you can play around with these as well as your take profit levels. So the R&R basically means risk reward. So if you just want one take profit level, you just have these set the same. And then if you go down, you have the exit quantities. So again, if you just want one take profit level, have both of these set to 1 and both of these set to 100. If you wanted to have 2 take profit levels, then you'll have your risk reward set to 1 on this one, or whatever you wanted it to, and then you'd have a bigger secondary take profit, so you'll change that to 1.5. And then what you'd have to do down here is actually say, okay, when I hit that first take profit, I want to take 50% off the table, and then when I hit the second take profit risk reward, I want to take the rest of it. But for me, I like to have one take profit, so I keep that 1-to-1 and 100%. Next is, these are kind of just the break even. So if you had 2 take profit options, when you take the first take profit, if you have this break even ticked, that will move your stop loss to break even. So if you had that at say 1.5 and that 50, and you had that ticked, as soon as you hit your first take profit, the strategy will move your stop loss to break even. So you've kind of, you're not going to lose any money basically. This one here, this is just for visual purposes, just plots the TP and SL on your chart, so that's just for visual purposes. The final bit here is your exit trade option. So if I just open this, you have once per bar close or once per bar. So basically what this is say your stop loss is at a certain level. If the price goes below it but then bounces back up, so it just wicks through your stop loss, if you have once per bar close, it won't stop you out. And we find that having once per bar close significantly increases your performance results, your wins, because a lot of the time price does wick down. You get people trying to wick people out, shake out any weak hands. So we use once per bar close most of the time. I do, certainly. If you have once per bar, basically this is live bar action. So if price does hit your stop loss live, it will trigger your stop loss and pull you out of the trade. So that's basically what those two options are. If we scroll down here, basically what you see here, we have a Discord version of this script. So these are all the alerts. What you will have access to through TradingView is a version that has boxes here, and these boxes will allow you to enter your own webhook commands to your bot service. So when a long alert triggers, it will fire a signal to your bot and enter you into a long, and then basically everyone has your own various commands. So when you hit your TP, you'll have a exit option, or a take profit 1 with your stop loss to break even command in there. TP2, obviously same as TP1, but you'll just close your whole position. This one just needs rewording, but basically this is your stop loss, so you'll have a stop loss exit webhook here, and then you've got the same stuff for shorts. This down here is just an input time zone, which we just have in our Discord version, so you shouldn't need to worry about that. So that's pretty much a rundown of the settings and the details of Super Rev. A lot to take in, but run through the video. Again, any questions you have, either drop them in the comments or join us in Discord, drop some questions in there. And yeah, if you want access to this, obviously give us a shout in our Discord group and we can give you some trial access. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you all soon.